Peace. What is good, amazing, beautiful people? It is me, the Joey Digital. I am here. You are here. We are all here together at the most beautiful, one of the many most beautiful oceans in the world, the Fort Lauderdale beaches. You all can see in all of its splendor. I absolutely love it when the sun goes down because it has like that tan feel with the sky blue sky a little bit. Let me spin you all around real fast. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love it. So I was actually on my way over to Lauderdale by the Sea. I got there, but let's just be honest, I am always gonna go wherever the energy is at, and energy was here, so even though there was a lot of beautiful energy over there, I made a conscious decision to come this way and check out the Fort Lauderdale beach. All right, a little bit cool tonight, and I just want to let you all know that it's all good. It is all good. I am protected. I have my hoodie on. I have a little bit of extra stuff going on over there if it does decide to get a little bit colder. Any weather changes, I'm fully prepared and ready to operate at will with whatever changes do occur. But you know what? I'm here, and it's just an amazing feeling. I love catching it when the sun goes down. It's just one of those feelings, And I just want to say before I get this video going that I am super happy to announce that I have a very powerful message for you all today. I'm also very happy to announce that we have new subscribers. All right, so I just want to say to my current subscribers and to my new subscribers that you all are greatly appreciated. You all are greatly loved, and your energy and valuable time is greatly appreciated. All right, so yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm feeling good. The energy is good. I got the waves crashing behind me. I don't know if y'all can see them. I got the waves. You got a little bit of time before it truly turns into the night beach, But I feel good, I feel good. And sometimes I do like to come out here when the sun is going down. It doesn't always have to be in the middle of the day, where it's like super hot, 80, 90 degrees. I like to come out here and, whichever way the vibe is, I always like to just embody that and embrace that and, really take in the moment. All right. Powerful message. I got it for you. Uplifting content. I got that for you as well. Great energy. That was already here before I turned the camera on. You already know. So yeah, I'm here, man. And what today's message is all about is it's all about, how do I want to say this, being able to align with the frequencies that show up. So I want to say this message is all about alignment. I have made a video about alignment, but I don't know if I'm gonna name this video alignment. It's just one of those feelings, like I had a download on my way down here tonight, and I was thinking about all of the different changes that have occurred. I was thinking about all of the different, me personally, I was thinking about the different crystals that I've been using lately, because I have definitely upgraded my toolkit. All right, but what this message is more about is not necessarily about the crystals, but it's more about the energy that's been coming in. Like a lot of us have been shifting the energy, a lot of us have been shifting our energy, and we are really just taking time with ourselves. We're taking time for ourselves to really just kind of go deep within. I saw this amazing message on social media earlier, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he was referencing a Batman movie, right? It might be one of the more recent ones, And in the movie, he was saying that how Batman was able to become so strong is because he was able to conquer his fear, his inner fear, all right? And how he was able to conquer his inner fear was he didn't destroy the fear. He did not destroy the fear. He acknowledged it, and he, instead of running from it, he ran to it. And last but not least, he incorporated the fear and, you know, dissolved it into his being, you know, like he really just took that energy and he used it as a learning mechanism, a learning tool to learn himself, to see what are these fears showing me, what are these fears triggering in me to make me react in a way that is uncharacteristic, you know. And he began to focus on those things to see, okay, what is taking me off of my beaded path, what is taking me off of my beaded path whenever I'm on my path, all right? And what I loved about the message is that, as we all know, the universe, even here in nature, everything moves in curves, okay? You know, for those of y'all who know, we know, all right? Everything moves in curves. There are no straight lines here in nature, okay? The only straight lines that you will really see is maybe in a city setting, maybe in a setting where there's a lot of landmarks, there's a lot of things. But, you know, in nature, the mass majority of the items you come in occurrence with is mostly curves, all right? So what was being shown in that message that I was watching earlier about Batman is that in order for you to ascend, you have to be able to descend, okay? In order for you to ascend, in order for you to grow and get to the next level, you have to conquer the things that are within that are holding you back, okay? So without facing your inner fears, without facing your dark, I wouldn't say dark energy, but just the things that are in you that are hidden, that, you know, are keeping you from getting to your next level. By not being able to face that, there's pretty much there's no way you're gonna be able to get to the next level. Now, it goes hand in hand, because what happens is as you acknowledge those inner things that are within, and you shine light on those things and you integrate them. That's the word I was looking for, integration. When you integrate those dark aspects of yourself, that is the lessons you learn from that, is the alignment that you will come in alignment with, that will help you to ascend to your next level. Hit that like button, all right? And pretty much the message that I got earlier too as well, the gentleman was stating that there's two curves. There's a positive curve, there's a high vibrational curve, and there's a low vibrational curve, all right? Now, the low vibrational curve, it's not a low vibrational curve necessarily, but it's like a dark aspect. There's a bright aspect and a dark aspect, and you have to be able to integrate the dark in order to align with the light, okay? And as I say in a lot of my videos, if you don't have any dark times in your life, you won't be able to recognize the bright times in your life. If you don't have any negative things occur in your life, you won't be able to give thanks and give gratitude to the positive things in life, all right? And both have lessons, you know, both instances have lessons that are very valuable to your own journey, all right? And you can't have one without the other. And the reason why, even, you know, I know y'all already know this, it's not that I have to explain this, but just, you know, just for the sake of this video, you know, the reason why we need to or that we should recognize this, not what we need to do, but the reason why we should recognize this is because it's very hard to be in a state of gratitude. It's very hard to be in a state of positivity, happiness, love, frequency, positivity. I don't know if I said positivity. It's hard to recognize that if you have not gone through a dark space, if you have not gone through an area of your life where it seemed as if things were not working. Okay, now, as we all know, what you focus on is what grows. All right, so we're focusing on us. So this is the reason why we are able to grow. Okay, so when we focus on the things, instead of focusing on the things that are not working for us, during that season, what we did was, as we were integrating those things that were not working for us, we were able to shine a light on them and see, what is this trying to show me? What am I supposed to learn from this? What is the journey bringing to me, to my awareness? All right, hit that like button. And as you know, a lot of times when you think something, it's not exactly what it really is. All right, so a lot of times we think something is terrible, it's horrible, or it's low vibrational, but when we shine a light on it, it's really not that bad. It's really just a lesson that was it's not hidden. It's just you know, awaiting the right time for us to discover it, so that we could get to the next level. Okay, it's like a key. It's like a key that unlocks that next aspect of yourself, because we all have been through those phases where it seemed like everything was working against us, and without being fully conscious, you know, it was easy for us to project and say that something was holding us back, someone was holding us back. But we all did the math. And we all did the math and the science to what it is that is running us, which is our higher version. And we came to our higher version with the question, what is this trying to show us? Okay, and as the light was shown on each one of these lessons, we were able to sit with these issues, we were able to sit with these problems, and we recognized and realized that by taking full accountability, we had full free will in even making the decisions that brought us to that level. So by acknowledging our free will that helped us get to that level, we realized that by conquering those stories, those situations, those trials and tribulations, and by shining a light on it and seeing the positive and seeing what we are able to learn from it, we were able to integrate all of those lessons which have become wisdom, and we're able to grow exponentially, you know. And this is how a lot of times you will see people and you hadn't seen them for a while, and then it just seems like when you come in contact with them again, it just seemed like they learned all these things. And you know, when you become your ascended version, when you ascend and you become your greatest version, we do recognize we're still the work in progress as well, you know, because we're always going to be working on ourselves, so long as we're here in the third dimension, right? The fourth part of self, that's a confirmation. The fourth dimension or the fifth dimension, whichever level you are perceiving. Okay, we take these lessons. We take these lessons, and we look at our life, and we look at the alignment. Okay. And we recognize that in order for us to go to that next level, we had to stand up to that fear. We had to go to it. We had to run to it and see what is this thing that's stopping me from getting to this next level. Because, you know, for some of us, we have prayed and prayed and prayed, or we have meditated, or we have fasted, or some of us have isolated, or rested and rested again. And we've done all of the tricks and the tools, but what it did was it prepared us for the thing that we were going to do anyway, which was face our fears and realize that our fears were non-existent. You know, the thing we think we fear, a lot of it is mental. You know, it's all in your mind. And it's like, as I said in one of my videos, if you think about something, the mind will give you more things to think about. And the mind can go forever, you know. The mind can go forever, but you only live once, you know. It's like um it's like a Raekwon verse. I heard that from it's like a Raekwon verse. He said something like, you live once but the mind is forever, or something like that. But anyways, shout out to that. But anyways, but I don't want to get too far off track. You know, because we realize that if we think about things that are detrimental or not working in our greatest good, we realize we will go down a path of thinking about more things, and more things like that will come into our life, and more things. We have changed the trajectory of the things that we think about, and we stopped thinking about the why me, why is this happening to me, why am I going through this, and we recognize that we can shift our perspective and say, what am I supposed to learn from this, what am I supposed to gain from this, who can I help with this information once I am successful, you know, because that's a lot of our true wish fulfillment, is to, you know, really get out of this thing and have the lesson ready in case any event that we come in contact with someone that may need that information, or that may need that knowledge, or that wisdom, or that insight, or that understanding, or that understanding, you know. So hold on, I'm looking for my stuff. I don't want to go too far. So yeah, yeah, because it's getting dark out here. So yeah, you know, we don't want to go so far. And it's always about, like with me, like I always tell everyone, hold on, let me see. Oh, there goes my stuff over there. Okay, gotta keep an eye on my stuff. Hit that like button. Yeah, so there's always, especially in life, there's always instances, there's always times where we'll come in contact with people, and we could just look at them and we could tell what kind of wisdom they may need to hear, or you know, for my true empaths, there's a lot of us who we can look at a person, we can look at someone and tell that they just need someone to listen to them, you know. And a lot of times, most times it's not about even sharing anything that we learned. It's just about letting people be heard, you know, maybe sit and spend time with them, let them be heard. And it's not even about giving any knowledge or having anything to say, or saying, hey, you know, you should do this, or if I were you. No, it's not even about any of that. And that's beautiful. That's a beautiful way too of looking at the perspective of being triumphant and going into situations and coming out with the wisdom. Is you don't always have to have the answers. You don't always have to have all the answers for other people's journeys. But so long as you have your answers for your journey, you know, you're fully prepared in the event of any instance, whether you need to share with somebody what you learned to help them get out of this situation or get into a good situation, or if you just sit and listen, you know. So yeah, I believe that's probably all that I have for you all right now. But you know, it's an alignment video. It's an alignment video, and it's the alignment is, you know, this is the alignment right here. A lot of us are already in the right direction. We're already on the right path. We've already done the work. We've already prepared ourselves. We have already done the healing, the rest, the isolation, dealing with, you know, low vibrational places, people, places, and things, and so on and so on and so forth. But just know that the alignment is for you. Your alignment is for you in your life, and your alignment is for your alignment. And it's just a really good thing to be stable and not be swayed with a lot of the different confusion that can happen and will happen out here in the third dimension, or in the matrix, or whatever it is that we call this construct. All right, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to go within, you know, because when you are able to conquer the things that you feel and go through on the internal, you're not afraid to go within. All right, and as without, so within. All right, so there's a whole universe within the inside of yourself that's ready to be explored. There's different planets, there's different solar systems, there's a sun, there's, you know, the ether, everything is ready for you if you get rid of that fear, you can really dive deep within yourself and really learn you. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to know that you will finally recognize and realize that you were born with everything that you've ever needed, and there is nowhere that you need to search externally to find everything that you have on the within yourself. I want to say internally. All right, you have everything that you have because you are everything that you are. All right, just know that I appreciate you just the way you are. Don't change for anybody. Just continue going in and growing and doing whatever it is that you need to do to continue to show up daily and be your greatest version. All right, I love y'all. I'm thinking of y'all. I will see you all in the very next video. All right, peace and love. Namaste.